former actress here in the Philippines. I just started the showbiz here last year, and this is everything so new for me. I'm just so pumped up right now, and I'm okay. So I came here last year, and I ended up here in the Philippines because I love traveling. That's my hobby. I travel a lot, and that's how I got my showbiz based here. Because I was coming here back and forth from Japan. I'm based in Japan. I was. And then I had this opportunity of having a movie shot like last year, and it was called the Nilalang. And that was the most life-changing experience that I had. And it was just mind-blowing because I never thought I would be here talking with you guys and having this kind of a career. And it was just amazing. And after that, I was doing a lot of magazine shooting and all the showbiz and all the career change. And now I'm based here. And yes, finally, I could tell who I am. My name is Maria Ozawa. Hi. Thank you, guys. It's just a real dream come true. I never thought I would be here being with you guys. And the biggest thing that I want to tell you today is that how should you properly perceive the AV industry? Because I'm known, my career before was an AV idol in Japan. I was doing the shoe over for 8 years. Totally, I'm in this industry for 12 years. And people tell me that since I've moved on to the AV industry to a showbiz, they ask me once in a while that if I'm hiding my past or if I don't want to talk about my AV industry anymore because I'm in the showbiz and blah, blah, blah. But then I was doing that job and I got famous, thank God. And now that I'm here, you know, so that's why I just want to say that I don't hide my past. Whatever you want to ask, I tell people. Sometimes I talk too much, I get in trouble. And it's that I'm just straightforward, spontaneous person. So I'm just so happy that I'm here based right now. And then the very beginning of my life that changed everything was when I was 17. I went into this industry. I already had my life planned. I was a workaholic. I started working since I was like 14. And with my family's business and company, and I enjoyed working more than going to school. So after school, I would just go to like whatever that I can do, help my dad with my mom. When I turned 15, that's the legal age that you could work in Japan. So I would do, like I was in a McDonald's. I was working in Kentucky, all the food and all. I was teacher. I was teaching for a kindergarten, the Japanese teaching, and I would work at a KTV even. I would explore everything that I could do, but then at the end of the day, I would think to myself that it's kind of boring to wake up 8 in the morning and then go home 5 p.m. every day. Because I'm not saying that that job was bad, but it wasn't a thing for me because I'm just too energetic for that. I wanted to go overseas. I wanted to do something that people can't do. And then that's when it hit my idea that maybe doing the industry, the AV industry, would be a challenging thing for me to do because I think it's an industry that people would kind of not, like to do it. But that was the life-changing experience that I did. And it was just, in Japan, the industry itself is really blurry. Everybody is so cold-hearted when it comes to showbiz. And I could tell you this because I went to different countries, different places. And of course, in the Philippines, you guys are so warm-hearted. I was like, I fell in love instantly because it's so different from Japan. People block you out every second. So that was like really, it wasn't my thing. Like, I want to be friendly with everybody, just like, make friends and all that stuff. So, and then in Japan, when you become a model, of course you could become a model, you could be a talent, you could do whatever you want, but as long as you're not famous anymore, they drop you down to the porn industry. And that is the worst thing that you could do in Japan because once you go to that level, you could never go up. Like in the other countries, I've heard that if you're famous enough, you could be like super famous. But then in Japan, that's not what we do. So I had an idea when I was 18. I thought I would start as an AV idol. And then I wanted to test myself how much popularity that I could get. And then being a model and becoming down is bad. But then if you're in the very bottom, there's no way you could go more down. So I just wanted to test myself how far I can get. And I always believed in myself that if you chase your dreams, no matter what the ending is, you could get your dreams. I mean, it's just like you have to try harder and harder, harder every day. Um, you just cannot give up. And then that's what I did. So that's how I started the industry. I just wanted to test myself. And then here I am. It's been 12 years. It took me 12 years to be in this position. But still, I'm trying every day, trying not to look back. And I'm just like going forward. Never look back, because that's like, you have to throw whatever you did yesterday to see the bright future. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, and trying to tell people, the other young generations, the AV idols that we have in Japan, since they're so famous, I'm telling them to come overseas so there's another chance for them to do another showbiz, because it's kind of like waste of a time if you just stay in Japan, because there's so many things that you could do, and I've proved that. And then I'm telling that to everybody, that there's always a second chance in your life. Like, once you maybe dropped out for something, but there's always a chance. I'm just telling other people that please try harder, or you could do whatever you want. Just try it out loud. And then the thing was, when I got famous in Japan, it was okay, it was a happy thing, but then in 1 second, I lost my family, I lost my friends. Of course, the boyfriend that I was going out with, they all bashed me, and they all thought I was just doing that for money, or just because I love doing sex. But that wasn't the thing, right? But then when it comes to this industry, if I was a friend, if I was a Maria Ozawa, and if I was a friend of Maria Ozawa, and she suddenly tell me that, yeah, I'm doing porn, yeah, I would be like, why, do you need money? Yeah, I get that, but then I had a dream that I wanted to be famous. And then I went to talk to my parents about that, and of course, the family problem. But then, luckily in Japan, business comes before family. So there's nothing that family could really talk to you about business, because once you've done things, they're like, okay, as long as you're good with it, it's okay. But then, since the industry that I was so complicated for my parents, of course, especially for my mother and for my father, this is really a strange thing, but my family background is really, really complicated. My grandfather is a missionary. He was really famous in Japan, and he had a Christian school, and he had his own church, he had his own community. I was there every Sunday, and I was supposed to be a Christian, and all that stuff came in, and my family just wanted me to back out from the family, because I was doing an industry that's totally different, opposite, against the Bible. But then, even though I had a dream, and I couldn't give up on my dream because it was so big, I just had to drop my family. But at that point, it was really hard, because I've lost everything, my friends, like I said before. But then it was a test for me. I think it was a test of, like, for my lifetime experience, to know who was my real friend and who was my false friend. Because I still have high school friends now. After all the years that I've done doing those things, the true friends will stay with you. And then they will support you no matter what. But then the false friends, they just backed out so fast. It was so surprising. I was like, for example, if I had like 100 friends, it went to like 10. And I was like, so shocked to know that. But then, anyways, that's how I tested myself to see. And it's like, I just take everything so positive. Even I lose something, I will gain another from some other job that I do. So it was like, it was crazy. But then that's when I knew that these friends, the ones who's with me, I would like take care for them with my life. And then it was really hard to kind of figure out like the feelings that I really had, the struggles that I had, because I'm usually a really happy, spontaneous, friendly person. But then once I was in the struggle, it was really hard for me to, keep smiling because you have to go to work and then of course the things that you have to do and then the expectations and then even though you have to go taping or doing magazine shooting, you still have in this mind that you're like a AV idol, which is like really, and it's really hard. But then my plans, I had a future, and then my future plan was be famous. So even though I had like struggles, everything, I just left all that behind. And then family-wise, friend-wise, it was like really hard for me. But then I just blew it. I mean, I didn't blew it, but then I had a chance to go to like China, Indonesia, Taiwan, and other different places that normally people can't go. So it was really a good experience for me that I was in this industry. And then last but not the least, but everybody tells me this, that if I regretted that I've done the AV industry, but I have no regret, like not even a second, because if I haven't been in the industry, I wouldn't be here standing, talking to you guys, and having the opportunity to share my life and to maybe make the other younger generations to feel more free. Like you could, if you could do whatever you want if you want to do. And then my goal is to be staying here for good. And I'm just trying my best right now to become more and more famous so I could, yeah, so I could stay here and do the business with you guys and with other people. And I'm just blessed for this opportunity. And thank you very much for listening to my story.